Hi, this is Mike again. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the all-time major hoaxes played on the American public, climate change. In the 1970s, Americans were told we were in a global cooling crisis, and if something weren't done, we'd enter a new ice age. When that didn't happen, a few decades later, we were told that entire nations could be wiped off the face of this earth by rising sea levels if the global warming trend was not reversed by the year 2000. Despite the consistent failure of these apocalyptic warnings, that hasn't stopped climate change alarmism. A few years ago, we were being told we only have 12 years to combat climate change, and the solution is to fundamentally dismantle the system of free enterprise. That means Washington controls things like how we produce energy, what food we eat, and what type of cars we drive. The question is, even if we believe their alarmist, catastrophic predictions, would their proposals even work? Not according to climate scientists' own models. Based on those models, even if the United States cut its carbon dioxide emissions to zero, it would only avert global warming by a few tenths of a degree Celsius in 80 years. We would see no noticeable difference in the climate, yet it would come at enormous cost to the American people. Climate change is happening, and human activity undoubtedly plays a role, but big government climate policies are all economic pain, no environmental gain. After all, the purpose of climate change regulations is to drive energy prices higher, so families and businesses use less energy. Abundant energy sources such as coal, oil, and natural gas have allowed Americans to affordably drive to their jobs, light and heat their homes, and power their refrigerators, computers, and iPhones. On the other hand, more heavy-handed climate regulations would drive up electricity bills and prices at the pump. Families would be hurt multiple times over, paying not just more for energy, but also more for food, clothing, and healthcare, as energy is critical for every stage of planting, harvesting, manufacturing, and transporting goods to consumers. These rising costs would stifle economic growth, one of the most important factors for maintaining a cleaner environment. As a country's economy grows, the financial ability of its citizens to take care of the environment grows too. A poll of scientists conducted by Fairleigh Dickinson University found that only 59% of respondents think global climate change will cause significant harm to the living conditions for people alive today. That is far short of the 97% consensus narrative pushed by climate alarmists and their media allies across the globe. The survey, conducted in September and October 2022 by Fairleigh Dickinson University and commissioned by the Heartland Institute, polled only professionals and academics who held at least a bachelor's degree in the fields of meteorology, climatology, physics, geology, and hydrology. The key question of the survey asked, in your judgment, what will be the overall impact of global climate change on living conditions for people alive today, across the globe? 59% said, significant harm. 39% said either significant improvement, slight improvement, no change, or slight harm. 2% were not sure. Like prior surveys of scientists, the new poll shows the vast majority of scientists agree the planet is warming. On average, respondents attributed 75% of recent warming to human activity. More importantly, scientists disagree among themselves on whether future warming will be much of a problem. The poll also found only 41% of respondents believe there has been a significant increase in the frequency of severe weather events. The majority say there has been no change or only a slight increase. In reality, objective data show hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, drought, and other extreme weather events have become less frequent in recent decades. This survey destroys the oft-repeated propaganda that 97% of the world's scientists believe climate change is a serious problem requiring immediate action. Climate change is almost always framed as something bad. This poll finds 30% said climate change will produce only slight harm to our standard of living and 8% stated they believe our standard of living will improve or remain unchanged due to climate change. Just 44% of scientists over 50 years old believe climate change will reduce our standard of living in our lifetimes. Further, they were unconvinced that severe weather events have increased, at just 38%. The results suggest that the draconian solutions such as net zero being pushed by the left, even if they actually worked, are aimed at a non-problem. Interestingly, it seems the more experience one has as a researcher the more skeptical one becomes of extreme climate claims, with less than half of those surveyed who were 50 or older believing either that humans were responsible for the vast majority of climate change or that climate change threatens significant harm to those living today. It seems years of indoctrination have succeeded in brainwashing younger, less experienced climate scientists into believing, data to the contrary, that humans are causing a climate catastrophe. This survey shows that, at least among those surveyed, there is a correct consensus belief that the Earth's climate does in fact change, but it's clear that the science on attribution to human causes, or the severity of impact, is not quite settled. This is good news, and there should be a robust and enthusiastic debate without fear of losing funding or career prospects. No perspective can be ignored outright without testing. It is particularly notable that some scientists surveyed believe that there are increases in extreme weather events like hurricanes, despite the fact that data show that is not the case. To me, this result indicates that many opinions are being influenced not by scientific data, but by sensationalist media coverage. Scientists are, after all, human like the rest of us, and are just as susceptible to bias and non-scientific propaganda as anyone else. The Heartland Institute, a free market think tank founded in 1984, is one of the world's leading organizations promoting the work of scientists who are skeptical that human activity is causing a climate crisis.
Thank you for watching this video from Nehemiah Reset. We hope you found it informative and helpful. Our mission is to assist Christians in developing a biblical worldview as it pertains to relevant cultural issues. We seek to inform Christ's followers, equip them, and mobilize them into action to vote for their biblical values and to actively engage the culture. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our Rumble, YouTube and Facebook channels. You can also visit our website at nehemiahreset.org to learn more about our vision, our resources, and our upcoming events. Thank you for your support and God bless you.